is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys the little secret about the J2 that only I'm going to tell you. And I've been juicing now for 29 years. I started my company, DiscountJuicers.com, over 25 years ago now, to save you guys the most money on juicers and, more importantly, educate the consumers about the different juicers, comparing and contrasting them, as well as education and sharing my knowledge, as well as published studies on the power of fresh made fruit and vegetable juices. That being said, some out there in the world would say the Nama J2 is the best thing that ever happened to the juicing industry, while others out there may claim it's the worst thing. So in this episode, I'm going to show you guys who may claim it's the best and who may claim it's the worst, as well as share my dirty little secret that I want to show you guys about the Nama J2 that nobody will ever tell you. So the first thing I got to tell you guys is that, I love Namawell as a company. Their mission is literally to get people to eat more plants, which they are doing because they are selling more juicers than any other company that I've seen in the history of juicing. They have the most popular selling juicer in the USA, and that is for many reasons, not just because all the influencers out there promote it, but because in fact it is a very dependable and solid juicer with a long warranty, and Nama has excellent customer service. So one of the things I think that makes Nama J2 the best is that they are literally making the pie bigger, right? There's like, in the housewares industry, there's segments of the industry. How many people buy toaster ovens? How many people buy refrigerators? How many people buy blenders? How many people buy coffee makers, right? And the juicing segment of the pie is very small. Let's not kid ourselves. It has been flat for so many years. Maybe when Joe Cross came out with his movie, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, it expanded and then it contracted because more people, and especially with more advertising, people believe that blending is superior than juicing. And I would say, based on the science, traditional blending, when you're mixing in air, is not better than juicing, than slow juicing, in terms of specific nutrients, especially polyphenols, that you can get into. That being said, there's a place for blending, and I promote vacuum blenders as the best style blender. That being said, the point is that the juicing segment of the pie in the whole housewares industry is quite small. Because normally people that juice are people that have some kind of life-threatening illness, or maybe they've juiced forever and they're just replacing their juicer, right? Otherwise, the category is actually quite small. Not everybody wants to buy a juicer, not everybody cares about juicing. But what I'll tell you guys is, because of Nama's design of their machine, as well as their advertising, as well as their influencers, and a lot of factors that has gone into this, they've actually made the pie bigger. They've gotten people interested in juicing, maybe you, that have never juiced before, because it does make the whole juicing process easier, because literally you can load up the hopper, shut the lid, and you can literally walk away. So I think that is amazing. So in that case, the Nama J2 is the best because it is making the housewares industry better and making the pie bigger. That being said, for some other brands out there, and I won't mention any brands, I will say that I represent all the major brands in the United States, and my goal is to have fair and easy comparisons where I share the performance of every single machine out there. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, some companies are launching wars against Nama to take them down because they're so envious of Nama's sales and what they've done, right? Not only because the machine is well designed, but also because of the marketing job that they have done to literally get market penetration and sell more juicers than any other company that I have seen in the past history. So this is amazing. So if you're one of the other juicer companies, you're probably hating Nama and you think they're the worst for the industry. But at the same time, I would encourage other companies to see, hey, Nama is opening the market, making the market bigger. And I'm like, instead of going after Nama, what can you do to make the juicing segment of the housewares industry pie bigger? How can you make it better instead of just trying to take them down? That's not a good business model, in my personal opinion. And of course, I always encourage every juicer company out there to make juicers better. Make it easier cleaning, make it produce a higher quality juice, make it produce more nutrients in the juice, do a better job at grinding, but make it easier for the customer, because as you guys have seen with the Nama, because it's making it easier for the customer and other reasons, they've sold a lot of juicers. So for another category that is actually the best is for influencers of the Nama J2. It's probably been one of the best items for influencers because the Nama J2 sells. I mean, the influencers help and share their information, what they believe about the Nama J2, and likewise, I'm not just an influencer. What I'll tell you guys is that most all, with few exceptions, influencers that promote the Nama J2 only promote the Nama brand products, right? What I'll tell you guys is I'm like the only guy that I know of that has agreements with every single major juicer manufacturer in the United States. And no matter what juicer you buy, I get paid when you buy it, right? So I really have no reason to say buy this one or buy that one, whereas people that are only promoting the Nama get paid when you buy the Nama. I don't really care what juicer you buy. I want you guys to buy a juicer that you're actually going to use and get the benefits from, because that's a lot more important to me than, any particular brand. And what I also will say is that while I do love the Nama J2, right, I am honest and truthful in my videos. No company can pay me off. I will look at you directly in the eyes and tell you guys that no company can pay me off to like their machine. A matter of fact, the Nama J1, which is the model before the J2, I hated, and I told people not to buy it. The Nama J3 that recently came out, definitely not my favorite machine either. I have a comparison where I compare it to the J2 linked down below, and that's not my favorite machine either. And actually, I recommend you guys don't buy that one either, right? So, here's the thing, I just tell like it is, based on my experience, based on using the juicers. I drink juice every day, and I use a juicer to bulk juice so I can drink juice every day. 2 to 3 quarts of juice a day on average, sometimes even 3 quarts here in the summertime when it's just so hot and I'm trying to stay cool. So I'm the best customer, and who better to trust than somebody that actually has partnerships with all the brands, so I'm not biased, right? And I'm just going to tell it like it is. Some companies have winners with certain products, and some companies may not have winners. If you see a influencer saying every product by this company is great, then I believe that's a red flag. I'll say, yeah, this one's great, other ones maybe not so much. And, some companies may not like when I tell the truth, but to me it's important, most of all, to tell the truth. That being said, I know for influencers that promote the Nama, it's been probably one of the best items that they have promoted, so they are actually loving the Nama. So another reason why the Nama J2 is best is because it makes the whole juicing process easier. So for customers, I'm going to say it's the best because it has literally revolutionized the juicing industry, whereas before you'd have to actually just stick each produce item and pre-cut each produce item in many cases into the juicer and then push it in with a pusher. That would take you a lot of time. And that's really the key benefit of the J2 in my eyes, is that you can load up the hopper and turn it on, and you can walk away and make from 24 to 32 ounces of juice when you have the standard 2-liter hopper that it is included. Of course, you can buy an upgraded 3-liter larger hopper as an accessory item, which is the hopper I use, and you can make from 1 quart to 1.5 quarts in one fall swoop without having to do any work yourself. The other thing I will say is that Nama got the design right. They've designed it so that you could fill this with mostly anything, provided it is pre-cut to a proper size. It's not going to clog, jam, or have problems. And I can't say this about other hopper style machines. Certain items I'll put in there, they will clog and jam and give me problems, which basically defeats the purpose of having a hopper if you got to still sit there and babysit the machine. People don't understand the tolerances of the grinder between the screen and the hole size and the back pressure on where the pulp comes out. It's all been really meticulously figured out and only improved since the 2 years the Nama J2 has been out. So that's why I really think it's beneficial, because it is absolutely getting more customers to juice. So if you're excited about the Nama J2 and you guys haven't yet bought one and want to buy the best-selling juicer that has so many advantages for customers out there, then I want you guys to help me out by using my coupon code LESSFRUIT that will throw up right there, and that'll save you guys 10% off the Nama J2 juicer. And besides just saving you guys $55 in the US or 10% off around the rest of the world, and Nama shipping free to the US 48 states and free within the European Union on the European Nama J2, Nama will also share with me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys. So I appreciate you guys so much who will use my coupon code. That allows me to continue to pay my electricity bill, to power my lights, to buy my produce so I can make these educational videos, and of course do all the research and looking up published scientific studies so I could share the best information so you guys can enhance your health the most with juicing. So here's a dirty little secret that probably no other influencer is going to tell you guys except me. So on the flip side, as I said, the Nama J2 makes juicing easy with the 3-liter hopper that has a large size, so you don't have to cut things too big. You can just load this up, turn it on, and walk away. That's of great benefit, especially when you're juicing things like leafy greens that you may not like get into the shoot because the shoot is so tiny, or things like carrots and celery that don't have to be pre-cut too much, so that it can juice it without you having to push it in. Pushing carrots into some machines can be quite difficult and take a significant amount of strength, actually. That being said, the dirty little secret about the Nama J2, this is based on my personal opinion and what I'm seeing in YouTube videos and what I'm seeing from other Nama influencers out there. And I'm not trying to put shade on them. I'm just sharing what I've seen, and also, more importantly, sharing my experience, personal life experience, as well as some of the documented science on this topic. So while it is great that it has a large feed chute, I think that the Nama J2, despite Nama having an 80-20 rule, we'll throw up right there on their website, they encourage people that use their Nama juicers to use the 80-20 rule, where you juice 80% vegetables and 20% fruit. Meanwhile, most of the influencers I see online, and most even just regular people juicing in the Nama, making videos, right, to get the Nama popular and to show what they're doing, they're juicing mostly fruits. They're juicing, in some cases, I saw a lady this morning juicing pineapple and watermelon in the Nama J2, right? And yes, while juicing fresh fruits is way better than picking up a soda pop or other bottled beverage with added sugar, right? I'm going to tell you guys that I want you to do better. So the fact of the matter is, the Nama J2, while it is getting more people to eat fruits and vegetables, I believe that too many people are juicing too many fruits in the Nama J2. And while that is good in the short term, because hey, after drinking a pineapple watermelon juice, you're like buzzing. You got the sugar high because it hit your bloodstream really fast and you feel good. And yes, it is energizing, and yes, there are still nutrients in there. But of course, there are published studies, like we'll throw up on the screen real quick right here, fruit juice and cancer, fruit juice and diabetes, and how drinking fruit juice can increase your risk of getting type 2 diabetes and 31% increase in all types of different cancers. And influencers will not tell you this because they have a very short-sighted mentality, right? Here's the thing, like, I got into juicing for my health. I almost lost my life when I was younger, and I started juicing for my health. Over the last 29 years now, I've been juicing. I started out with juicing mostly vegetables. I've gone sprints where I basically juice more fruit, because that fruit's supposed to be healthy, and if you get more of it in you, it's supposed to be good because we're frugivores, blah, blah, blah. And what I'll say is that because I've drank in so much fruit juice and probably eaten fruit in excess over the years to some extent, I've seen my blood sugar not control as well as I believe it should be. So I've had to back off on my fruit juices, of course, back off on some fruits, right? And basically what the studies show, especially the diabetes study, we'll throw up a graph right here that shows by replacing 3 servings of juice with the whole fruit counterpart, you're going to be less likely to get type 2 diabetes than more likely, right? So I really encourage you guys, although the Nama makes it so easy to juice fruits, it's so tempting to juice fruits, because when you juice fruits, you drink it, you get that hit of dopamine, because you are now abnormally removing some of the fiber that slows down the absorption of the sugar, making your pancreas work harder, right? And some of you guys may not care about your long-term health, but if you're especially a lady and you're concerned about breast cancer, right? Studies shows that, sex hormone-related cancers go up with fruit juice, right? So if you're a lady that is concerned about breast cancer, especially, and you have it running in your family, then I would definitely encourage you guys not to juice fruit juices, because the study shows that sugar-sweetened beverages and natural sugars in juice, can increase your risk of sex hormone cancer, such as breast cancer and probably for men, things like prostate cancer. So, I'm just telling you guys this because I care about you, right? No other influencers are going to tell you this. They're going to continue to juice, for your health drink, like, pineapple, watermelon, and add 1 beet. 1 beet does not offset all the sugar content of the fruits you're juicing in high volumes. That's why I recommend the 80-20 rule. And I want to go ahead and show you guys actually traditional juicers and how literally Nama did change the game with juicers and why fruits are being juiced way more abundantly than they ever were before. All right, so here are some juicers of yesteryear that many people still buy today. The best-selling single auger machine on the market is the Santa 727. And as you guys can see the feed sheet on this, it's like 1.5 inches by maybe like 2 inches. It's like a stadium shape. So, you can't just stick a whole watermelon or big pieces of watermelon in there. I have videos where I juice whole personal watermelons with a 3-liter hopper, right? This actually encourages you guys to juice things like carrots and celery that you can just basically put in without cutting. You just put the whole carrot in, fits perfectly in the shoot or the celery. You push it in and the juice comes out quickly and easily. Of course, also this machine is a lot easier to clean than the Nama J2. It takes me like 2 times less, right? It takes me 90 seconds on this and at least 3 to 4 minutes on the J2. And also too, this is a single auger horizontal, whereas this is a vertical juicer. I will tell you guys that vertical juicers juice fruits better than horizontals. The way these work is that these are really designed for hard vegetables, and that's how juicers were designed, and then the design evolved to go into verticals, which then juiced the greens and the vegetables really well, but also then made it easier to juice fruits in higher quantities. So if you juice fruits in this, depending on the fruit, if the texture's too soft, it'll actually back up on you and jam and not let you do it. So I think that's a very good safety mechanism so that people don't juice too many fruits, because if something's backing up, then you got to put something like a vegetable to kind of make it through and juice. So now you're drinking a fruit juice with vegetables, whereas the Nama J2, in most cases, it could take soft fruits and then turn that into a juice, which, according to studies and my personal experience, is not a good thing, yet most influencers promote high fruit juice recipes from what I'd seen. Likewise, the Green Star Pro, one of the best-selling juicers on the market for many years, right? The feed chute on this is basically 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches square, right? This is a pittance compared to the large hopper of the Nama J2. So let's look at the different size difference on those guys. That's a huge difference right there. And this machine is really designed to juice carrots really well due to the twin gear design. It literally takes carrots that need no pre-cutting and you just push the carrot in. That being said, it will take some strength to push the carrots into the gears that are running around that will grind the carrots up to a finer consistency, get you a higher yield and more phytonutrient rich juice, in my personal opinion, than the Nama J2. Also, of course, this machine could tear up celery. All the stalks and the strings won't get clogged or jammed. It'll crush them all up and grind them with the pocket recessed teeth and the cutting points in the twin gear system. And I mean, what I'll tell you guys is actually the Green Star Pro is probably one of the worst juicers to juice straight fruits. I was at my friend's house in South Florida one time and he had a Green Star, and I was trying to juice pineapple in it. At home, I would use a vertical juicer, but I was using his machine, and I was juicing it. It was coming back, and it just really wouldn't even juice. And at the time, I was so frustrated. I'm like, man, this sucks. I wish I had my juicer. But now reflecting back on that, that's a good thing in my opinion, because we want to focus on juicing vegetables. This is like a long-term person that encourage you guys is to juice, who's the #1 juicer expert in the world. I'm telling you guys to juice vegetables, not fruits. Don't follow and get enticed into juicing fruits. Yes, it is better than soda, but your long-term health outcome is not going to be as good as compared to eating whole fruits. Of course, if you are stuck on soda and fresh fruit juice is getting you off the soda, that's a good thing. But I encourage everybody out there to reduce the percentage of fruit in your juices and increase the vegetable content, Link down below to my video where I go into this more. Never juice fruits without doing this first, where I just recommend simple techniques such as, putting in mild vegetables such as jicama or even cucumbers to make at least 50% of your juice. Maybe you can't do 50%, but you could do, instead of 100% fruit, you could do 100% fruit with one cucumber. If you do 100% watermelon with one cucumber, they're botanically very close and related. It's really not going to taste that much difference. Of course, another thing is if you juice the rind of the cucumber, that's going to also reduce the sugar hit. And of course, I'll put a link down below to my video I just made on where I discuss this more on why I don't want you guys to drink fruits and break the #1 juicing rule, the 80-20 rule. So never before in history have home juicers made it so easy to juice fruit. And of course, when we juice straight fruit, it lights up our pleasure centers, our dopamine in our brain goes up, and it makes us want to even eat more. There are people in the past that I've seen who eat fruit, who promote fruit, who started drinking fruit juices, and then when fruit juices weren't sweet enough for them, and blended fruits were not sweet enough for them, they would start blending fruits and add in sugar to make it even sweeter so they still get that dopamine hit. I believe many people can still be addicted to the high sweetness content of fruits and our modern society, which adds sugar to every single thing. I encourage you guys to slowly but surely reduce and minimize and eliminate the fruits from your juices if you are able. The less fruit in your juices, the better. The published studies are clear. Eat the fruits whole instead of juice them. If you want a juice-like consistency of your fruits, I would recommend vacuum blending them, because then at least you're keeping all the fiber, doing less oxidation damage than even a slow juicer, but you are still disturbing the food matrix, and there's something to be said about the health benefits of eating the foods in the food matrix as nature intended. So once again, guys, I'm just sharing my opinions based on the science, based on my personal experience juicing for 29 years, and at times juicing more fruit than I probably should, and I don't want you guys to go down the one-way street where you're just still literally a sugar addict by, yes, granted, one of the best sugars on earth, the fruit juice, but once again, take it to the next level. Start eating your fruits whole, or at least vacuum blending them to get a fruit juice-like consistency, but still retaining all the fiber. You're going to do yourselves, your microbiome, your blood sugar, your pancreas, and your health a much better thing. That being said, I want to hear what you guys think, right? Did you buy a Namawell J2 and did you just start drinking a lot of fruit juices because it just makes juicing easier, and generally fruits cost less per pound than vegetables, especially things like watermelon? So if you're just trying to get juice in you, hey, watermelon's one of the cheapest things to juice. That being said, I would also encourage you guys to watch my Batch Juicing 101 course, linked down below, where I show the cheapest vegetables you guys could juice that are going to be even healthier than the fruits. Because, to me, it's kind of ridiculous to juice fruits unless they're not good quality, because fruits taste so good on their own. Why even wreck them by juicing them? But did you buy a Namawell J2 and now are you juicing a lot of fruits because that's what you've seen other influencers do? Have you not started juicing? And if you haven't started juicing, do you think fruit juice is healthy? Fruit juice is healthy as compared to a lot of the processed and junk foods out there. But I want you guys to do better because I really care about your health. And I don't want you guys to use a juicer that I sell you and not have the proper information to make the best health decision for yourselves. Because I look at the studies, something that probably no other influencer that promotes juicers does, and I'll share those with you, as well as my personal experience. I have more experience juicing than anybody else on YouTube that I'm aware of. And if you know somebody that knows more about juicers, juicing, and has more experience than me, hey, please let me know, because I'd love to pick their brain to see if I could learn anything. And of course, these are all my own opinions and experiences that I'm sharing in this episode. But yeah, really guys, post down below your thoughts on this episode about fruit juicing. Is it healthy? Is it not? What are your beliefs? Do you juice a lot of fruit? Do you not juice a lot of fruit? After watching this video, are you gonna start trying to juice more vegetables and get out the fruit juice, right? It's so important that we need to basically regain control of our palates and not have such a sweet tooth, because that's what society and all the processed foods literally encourage us to do. So we're literally substituting a healthier sweet food, fruit juices, for cookies and other processed foods, soda that's even worse. But I want you guys to take it to the next level. Eat your fruits whole or vacuum blend them instead of simply juicing them. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode today and it was informative to you guys so you could hear my personal opinions about the dirty little secret about the Nama J2 is that literally it makes fruit juicing easier than before. And if you're a fruit juice fanatic and you just want to juice fruit juice, hey, this is probably the best juicer for you. Link down below to my video where I juice 5 different fruits, show you guys how the Nama J2 performs when doing 5 of them. That being said, I'm going to tell you guys the truth, and I want you guys to juice less fruits and have it at least 20% of your juice optimally, or at least if you can't do that, then at least try to minimize it and get down to the 20% level. And maybe like me one day, many of the juices I drink, like my green juice, had no sweet fruits in it. Yes, it did have a lime in there, but it just had leafy greens and stem vegetables, and that's what I drink, and I'm totally used to that, and I think it tastes great, right? So yeah, link down below to my green juice 101 where I show you guys a very simple green juice that is mild tasting, not going to make you gag, and I believe tastes great, and I believe will benefit your health more than just drinking straight fruit juices would. And once again, if you guys haven't yet bought your Nama J2 and you want to buy one so you can experience the convenience and ease of use on the Nama J2 and start becoming a juicer for life, make sure you guys use a coupon code LESSFRUIT because I want you guys to juice less fruit. When you guys use that coupon code, not only will you save $55 off the Nama J2, but also Nama will share me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos, share with you guys my experience as well as some of the published science on the different juicers, and more importantly, be empowered to tell you the truth, right? Without fear of companies suing me, which have happened before, because, that's really important to me is just being honest and telling the truth and just being a good person on the planet. And it kind of it makes me sad when I see influencers, overly promoting fruit juices for whatever reason, whether they're addicted to sugar or they just don't know the science or they don't have personal experiences on how the excess fruit juice has affected them because maybe they're young and vital and they have a lack of experience. So I want to thank you guys for those of you guys that will use my coupon code because it allows me to continue to do the work I love. So if you guys enjoyed this episode about learning the dirty little secret about the Nama J2, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this video with other people that you see who are juicing too much fruit so that they could learn the truth about fruit juicing and my thoughts about it, as well as the Nama J2 and how it literally entices you to juice fruit with that large hopper, right? And here's the thing, like I originally recommended, and I'm gonna make the large hopper, and my goal was so that I could fit more vegetables in there, not more fruit, but yet people are using it to juice more fruits. So also be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on new and upcoming episodes. I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know what new knowledge bombs I'll be dropping on you, what new juicers I'll be comparing, or what new juicer other equipment unboxing I'll be doing so that you can enhance your health with the power of plant foods. Also make sure you click little bells to get notified as many videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 800 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to you guys all about my knowledge about juicing as well as juicers. I'll put links down below to some of the videos I've made in the past sharing my tips and education about juicing, as well as some of my favorite videos I've made with the Nama J2. So with that, my name is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.